Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy Jew. I'm here with my best friend, Ed. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
How you feeling, man?
Man, just another day, man. Just another day.
Another day. Well, we want to take this time out to y'all, with y'all just to welcome y'all to the, 10th episode?
Yep, episode 10.
Excuse me, 10th episode. Episode 10 here with the Transferable Experience podcast with your boy Jew, with my boy Ed. I guess I would pop this off asking you, I asked you how you were doing, but I don't know, throughout this last week that we haven't spoke to each other, was there anything of note that happened? Is there any particular feeling that you were feeling during the week? Anything like that? Something that I don't know, maybe I need to explore this or something like that.
No, I think for me lately, like I said, man, still working.
Those hellish hours.
And actually, it's coming to an end. This week was the last week of that, so it's about to just be regular 8 to 5 now. So, yeah, man, that was just tiring and taking a toll on me. Because I'm not a person that just is tired ever really. That's not something that I just feel it's not a chronic thing for me. But I've been feeling tired lately and stuff. And then,
do you mean mentally or physically or
just really both? And I've been super busy having stuff to do on the weekend, so it's not like I really get that time to
recharge.
Yeah. Stuff. It's more so I'm just going still and going and going and going. So then, man, started having issues with my car, man. And
oh no.
Yeah, and it's one of them things where it's I knew my time was coming to an end, but I thought it was going to be on my own terms with my vehicle,
Yeah.
Because, it's nice not having a car note, man.
So yes, it is.
I was trying to put that off until the end of the year, but my car had other plans. So now it's I have to make that move within the next week, because it's just been one thing after another. And that's a whole nother thing to worry about, when you're having car issues. And even if you got the resources to take care of it, but it's one thing after another, and then you're bro, is this worth it at this And that's just the point where I was at, where it's not even worth putting more money into it at this point if I'm just gonna get rid of it soon. So
it could be sometimes man, soon as I fix this, the other thing pops up. I fix that, and then I got this to do.
It's not I'm dragging my feet. If something happens, I instantly take care of it. But like I say, it's just been one thing after another. So just dealing with that, and that's just adding to it and whatnot. So I'll be happy that I'm about to start working shorter hours, and I'm gonna take care of that. So that'll balance me out. Then I can just get back to
your little stable routine.
Peace. That's what it's called peace. My peace.
I think that's what they call that, huh?
Yeah. What's been going on with you though?
Oh no. Oh man. So I'll be transparent with the people. I think I got a little touch of food poisoning this week. And when I tell you that I was out of there. Okay. I think I had got some. Okay. I think I ate some leftover seafood. Now, me being where I'm from Southeast Texas, where we eat a lot of seafood, I know that seafood could be a delicate thing, especially when you preserve it.
Yep.
It's not really meant to be. Seafood is meant to be eaten right there.
Yep.
You don't really save seafood that. And I was
it's a small window.
It's a small window. It ain't you can't keep no crawfish. You can't keep no cooked crawfish in your refrigerator for more than 2 days. You know what I'm saying? By that second day, third day, I seriously recommend you not eating it. You know what I mean? So I thought I was good. A day went by. I ate some leftovers, and I thought I was good. That happened on like a Thursday, and then the next day I was nauseous. Stomach was out of there. When I tell you my body rejected everything both ways, all the hoes.
Yep. I'm with you.
All the hoes were being used.
I was with you.
Okay, everything's being used, bro. I was just locked to the bed. Couldn't really get up. Couldn't really function. Like, oh man, I ain't been. And I'm a guy, like, I don't get sick often. Like, I'm not a sickly person. Like, I don't get sick. I don't break bones. I don't dislocate things. Like, I'm a pretty, like, good person as far as my immune system goes. So when something happens to it, it's like a shock to me. It's like, not only am I feeling, like, nauseous and weak and stuff like that, in my mind, I'm like, how is this happening to me? Like, this don't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. Like, and like my time for recovery should be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And well, this is kind of like weird because I kind of like shook back in the day, which is pretty good. Yeah. Because I was doing Serene and some people be down for like 3 days. You know, I bounced back like the next day, but outside of that, before all that happened, like I was just working. Like you said, I've been working like some pretty long hours because our sales have been up. I've been doing a lot more driving around, things like that. I wasn't able to work out this week because I've been working so late. Yeah. And that kind of bothered me because I kind of got like knocked off my routine, which I didn't like. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying to implement that more into my life. Yeah. Being disciplined into a system. You know what I mean? Which I know you're pretty good at, but I'm not good at. Yeah. So I'm trying to improve on that. So, you know, and which is crazy because which kind of ties into everything that I've been thinking about. I don't know, like I got things in place that I try to enact so that my life has more structure. And that comes in the form of a lot of things. Like, okay, I shower at this time, or like I do my laundry this day. You know what I mean? But with that structure, there's a lot of like time, and there's a lot of gaps that need to be filled. And like, I try to like think of the best way to fill those things. Like, okay, what can I do with this? Like, I know I mentioned earlier in an earlier episode that I've been reading more. You know what I mean? That's like a hobby that I've been trying to implement. Yeah. And then I started thinking like, okay, like what does that reading do for me outside of actually reading? Yeah. What is about that act? I'm like, well, it's a hobby that kind of gives my daily life structure, something that I enjoy. You know what I mean? I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, because for me, like, it kind of gives me something to stay grounded in. Like, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to read for 40 minutes. Then I'm going to go do whatever it is, blah, 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 blah. I mean, do you have any kind of hobbies like that you kind of like?
Well, yeah, I think that's like one of the things, like when we had to be in quarantine, that kind of helped me like reconnect with some of my hobbies that like, you know, just life and always being on the go, kind of honestly forget that you enjoy. And like for me, just like being outside and just like walking outside and preferably around nature, but like some type of greenery, and like how much I enjoy just being outside and walking, like because I started doing that because, you know, during the quarantine, like
you couldn't do nothing else.
Too much you could do. You could just go walk around because being outside and, you know, at a good distance, that was safe. So I would literally go walk just around the little neighborhood every day. And it was nice. I forgot how much I just like being outside and how like refreshing it is, and it make me feel like just kind of connected to the earth, and just, I don't know, it's just it it was really good for me. Like I think that was like one of the things that kind of like helped with me like just stay sane and cool and level headed through it all. Just having that time to just breathe and just walk and
kind of like let go of like any kind of like real world stress.
Yeah, because that's what I consider like for me hobbies, where it's like I can just like fully engulf myself in it, and I don't have to think about nothing else. Like in that moment, I just can just fully embrace whatever I'm in. And even if it is not for like too long, but it just take my mind off my daily reality, and it just let me just
get away.
Yeah, like get away and decompress. Because
that's interesting.
I know one for me is like working out. That's one where it's like I just literally just focus on what I'm doing. It's like that's like probably like my number one hobby, working out. Like I say, it's just beneficial on so many ends, you know.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Mentally, physically, you know, you see results from it that you might like, so it just motivates you to keep doing it and stuff. And then I think what is my other hiking? You know, I like to hike.
I love hiking.
Yeah, that was one of those things where it was like, again, during quarantine, I was like, well, let me go out here. I don't know.
It don't really require nobody else. It don't really require.
Because I started thinking about, well, what's some stuff I can do where I can be like outside and just away from people. And started hiking, man. And like I said, that was one of those things that it became a every weekend thing for me, pretty much. Like I say, recently I've been kind of busy, so I haven't been able to. But I think actually last week I went for like the first time in a while, and man, it just
how did you feel to reconnect with that?
It felt great, man. I just like love being around like nature and stuff. And like I said, that was like one of those feelings I forgot that I enjoyed so much, you know. And so just being out there walking around, just seeing stuff, and just being able to just walk and not think about
and be free.
Yeah, not worry about anything.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Man, that's actually crazy that you say that, because like those are some hobbies that you've outlined that like definitely coincide with what you're looking for and what you're trying to do with yourself. Like for me, I mean, because for you, like you said, like being in nature and things like that, like that's something that you like, that's kind of like integral to your character. Now, for me, I know I base a lot of things on like enrichment. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I want to enrich my mind. I want to enrich my soul. That's why I probably turn to reading. You know what I'm saying? And I also like hiking too. Like I love hiking. Yeah. But I like turning reading or writing as like a hobby, because it's something that like I can dive into. Like you said, like I don't know, I could dive into it. I cannot think about any like outside pressures and nothing like that. I'm just focused on this. And I'm doing it because, not because I'm trying to get paid, not because I'm trying to get a raise or whatever. I'm just doing it because I like this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's what make a hobby a true hobby. You know what I mean? Like, but if you got paid for it or not, that's what you would do. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Something you truly enjoy.
I don't know, man. It's it's interesting because you could turn almost anything into a hobby. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I should get like a real definition of it. But like I feel as though like a hobby is something that it is an interest that you put time into regularly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or it's something that like you don't mind doing, or it's something you don't mind putting no money into, which probably take it higher than a hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the definition of a hobby is an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure.
That makes sense. And go ahead.
Yeah. So a hobby can be anything, you know, that you enjoy doing.
Fairly like, I mean, like I feel like a hobby is something like, okay, we both work jobs. We both, you know, got things. We both got responsibilities. I feel like a hobby is like along with that definition is like an activity that nobody is telling you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing this on my own accord. Like you said, leisure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like,
by choice.
By choice, you know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah. And then I was kind of looking it up and seeing like what are the benefits of hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a list, and the first one is hobbies offer an unparalleled level of engagement. Because, depending on what you might enjoy doing, it might be other people that enjoy doing it, and y'all might do it together.
Mm-hmm.
If you soul cycle, meet a community that like to cycle, or if you like to just bike, that's a group of people that do that. Calisthenics, it's like whatever hobby you can think of, it's a group of people that do it. Like,
yeah,
I used to run this little 3-mile run on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and like I say, it was a community that did that. We just got together and we ran 3 miles twice a week. So it's like,
and how did that make you feel? Like, did you find like comfort in knowing that other people liked your hobby, or was it more like, I'm just doing my stuff actively right here with other people?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like when you can have a hobby with someone, and it's like that's your leisure time. That's something you can enjoy doing. So it's just a benefit if there's someone else that enjoys doing that too. And then there's a social aspect, which also is enjoyable in itself.
That's true. And then y'all both can talk about
that, because it's something y'all enjoy doing. Just like if you golf as a hobby, go golfing with people, and y'all connect on that and enjoy each other like that. So.
No. I definitely feel that, because one of my bigger hobbies which is funny because I haven't been doing this lately, is gaming. That might be one of the most biggest and lucrative hobbies in the world right now. You know what I mean? Like, because it's definitely something that, like, in its inception, like in the beginning of it, in its origin, it was just kind of like something that you could have fun with. Yeah. But now we've seen that it's grown to, I mean, some people call it
a professional gamer now.
Oh, it's like a sport. Some people call it a sport.
Yeah, esports is a thing that's growing at a rapid pace.
And bro, people they're discussing or debating if they are actual athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, that was something that I was into at a very young age, and I remember like gaming and playing a video game, and then once like online gaming came on, like it became something that was a little bit more worldwide, a little bit more integrated. And I was, like you said, I was able to talk to people like that was playing the game, like, hey, what you think about this, blah, blah, blah. And it felt so good because it's something that I truly enjoyed. Nobody had to tell me play this game or not play this game, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I found a lot of similarities, and I found a lot of comfort within that hobby because it made me feel like, okay, this is something I like doing, and I don't got to feel bad about it.
Yeah. And, another hobby, that benefit of hobbies is that they reduce stress, which is true because like you're doing something that you just genuinely enjoy, you in the moment, you're not worried about anything else. And after that, you just feel way better. Like, because I know that's how I am anytime I go like hike or work out. Like, no matter what my mood was going into it, I always feel better afterwards. Just getting that time to like just disconnect and decompress.
No, I definitely feel that. When I go hiking or I play the game or something like that, it kind of gives me a platform to detach. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I might have bills due. I might have an essay due. Or I might have such and such, such and such. But when I do this, I can detach myself from that. It gives me the best vehicle to detach from like all of my pressures, all of my worries, because I can focus solely on doing this, and it's not clouded by anything else.
Yeah, and at that moment, that's the only thing that matters.
And in a weird way, in a very weird way, doing those things helped me organize my thoughts for the thing that I was stressing about. You know what I mean? Hey, which is a crazy like conundrum.
Yeah.
You know, although I'm doing this to get away from the stress, it's getting me better equipped to approach it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's how my hikes are sometimes. Like I just start thinking and kind of just get my thoughts together and whatnot.
You have a lot of epiphanies.
Yeah, or whatnot. Because on the average, like if I just go on a short one, it's still 3 miles I'm gonna do. So it just give me time to think and get my mind and get my thoughts together. And
it almost puts me like in a very pensive mind state mentality where it's like, although it's kind of like when I like working with my hands.
Yeah,
man. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it kind of gets so therapeutic and it's so rhythmic that like it becomes automated, and then it just starts letting the thoughts flow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I can see that with like hiking, where you just taking a step, one step after the.
That's exactly what it is. Like when you work, because I always felt like that. Working with my hands, well, as long as I'm not thinking about, I'm just doing like some aimless activity where there's no thought involved. Like it's a lot of plywood over there. Need to go over there. Like just something where it's just no thought involved. You just got to do it. I used to love that, man. Especially like I think that was like something like when I was a kid, and I always just had to work with my dad. And if it was one of the moments where it was more so just a task that he gave me to do, that's all it would be, man. It like you described it perfectly, where it's just like a rhythmic motion, and you're doing the motion, but you just really like your thoughts is just
it's like
it's so relaxing and calming because it's like the fact that you're doing something, it kind of like
it puts your body in a motion. Like it's like, you know, okay, like I can say that when I work with my cousin who does like a carpentry. Yeah, he used to have me like sand down the baseboards and sand down the walls, and literally I'm just running this sander over the wall, but I'm doing like, you know what I'm saying, just like that, and it became so rhythmic to where like I didn't even realize I was sanding. Like,
you almost forgot what you were doing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna get this job done, or I'm gonna settle this with this friend. Or, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what a lot of hobbies do. You know what I'm saying? I think they, in a very weird kind of like ironic way, it takes you away from it so that you can approach it, you know what I'm saying, more readily. Because you know, like how life is, like we be so focused on stuff, and we might try to cram too much thought into one thing. Yeah. Or focus on it so much that like we like stump ourselves. You know what I mean?
Just like moving too fast, and sometimes you just need things to slow down.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I feel like with having something like that, it's a very good device for someone to put their life in perspective, put a certain situation in perspective, so they don't overreact or nothing like that. So.
And then too, like, man, you know, it's just like, no matter who you are, you need to just recharge and like refresh yourself, and like just going through life and not having those moments for yourself, like that can really take a toll on you. Because I remember my dad, you know, his hobby, fishing, like when I was a kid, you just knew you're not going to see him in the morning. Like that's what he going to be doing, just fishing on the water. And I always wondered, like, why you always like fish so much? And now I get it. Like, you gotta find something as an adult, like, because you can't just work and sit at home and work to go to work again. You got to do something to find something that you enjoy. You
gotta like break that monotony.
Yeah. And like I say, hobbies come in like all different type of form. Anything can be a hobby as long as you enjoyed it and you know, just help you relax and decompress.
And they got like very like low, I ain't gonna say low end, but like fishing. And it's funny because like a hobby can only get as deep as you want it to get. Yeah. Cause you can put a lot of money and time into that fishing. And that's not even your job. Yeah. That's just something you do on the weekend. Or like people that like, those guys that like doing like the cigars and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like spend thousands on cigars on the weekend just to smoke them one time.
Or you can do something that's inexpensive as you like to play chess.
Yeah. So did you go sit out there at the park and play chess with whoever walk up.
Yeah.
But that's your thing. And it's funny you say that because like one of the things or the benefits from having a hobby that I read in the article, it said like the power of participation.
Mm-hmm.
And which got me thinking like, okay, what does that mean? What's the like ramifications of that? And I started thinking to myself like, we enjoy something that we really participate in because we're doing something on our own accord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just, and I said this earlier, it's not like somebody telling me to do it, but like, we are engaged in this thing. We're exploring it. We're discovering it. Like, take the person that plays chess. The more he plays, the more he discovers new strategies, new tactics, new ways to manipulate the board.
Yeah.
And every new person that plays is a new situation.
Yeah.
But he's actively participating in it, so it keeps his mind sharp. And it probably helps him like detangle. You know what I mean? Detangle his emotions, detangle his feelings. Here's something that improves my, my my rationale, things like that. And that can go along with any hobby. You know what I mean? Like one of my other hobbies is cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like I love cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we touched on that in an early episode, but like using my hands, investigating. Okay, what would the pepper do to this? What would the garlic do to this? What about the red pepper? What about this? Like it's so many different variables. Like you know what I mean? Like if I don't do it now, I know I'm gonna do it the next time I cook it. You know what I mean? Like I get so invested in it because I'm participating actively. It's something that when we do produce an outcome, I can say I was a part of it. You know what I mean? And some people like that in general. You know, I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, I wish I felt that way about cooking.
I know, man. I know you can kind of look at that like a task, but I mean, it's it's a real thing.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. So,
but that's what they say. Like about hobbies, another benefit is that it can help you rediscover your interests and strengths. And that was true. Like I said, like when I started like just going outside to walk, just thinking I need to just do something to get out this apartment for a little bit. And then, like I said, that I really rediscovered, man, I forgot like how great being outside is. Cause it's like on a regular day, I'm not just going outside and walking around. Like, I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm not just enjoying it. And that was like a big thing. And then like I had finally got some more books. Started reading. I was like, man, I forgot how much I enjoyed reading. Man. And like the fact that it just like take you into another world and you just engulf yourself in that. That was like I was like, man, I really forgot. Like I really liked it. Because at one point that was like a part of my daily routine. Like it was like workout, then probably 30 to an hour, read a little bit, then and I was like, man, I need to like start working that in again because I really do enjoy reading a lot.
No, I do too.
It was something I used to do. Like that was like a Monday through Thursday. Like I said, that was just a part of my routine. Like after working out, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna read for a little bit.
Yeah, no. As a child, reading might have been one of my initial hobbies. Because I like what it did to me so much. And, this is like, I don't know, you can go across all fields or whatever. Like if you did this as a youngster, whatever piqued that interest. And what that did for me, my interest was like creating new worlds, going to a different place. Discovery. I guess it was linked to that. At the root of it was discovery and imagination. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what reading did for me. And as I grew up, I got so bogged down in like real life pressures. Like, oh, I got to get this grade. I got to get this GPA. I got to like make sure my resume looks like this so I can get this job. And when I get this job, I got to do the interview. Then after the interview, I got to make sure I can get there, every day on time. And I want to like, advance up the ladder or the job. So let me work hard and more bills to pay all the while, So like life can get really mundane and monotonous, and it can get so critical at times that you kind of forget, like, dang, what did I do to make me happy? Like, what did I, how am I enjoying myself on a daily basis? And hobbies was one of the things that brought that to me. You know what I mean? Like, establishing your hobby, because I ain't gonna lie to you, like, before last year, like, I was just on go so much that, like, I didn't have time for my hobbies.
Yeah.
And you can, like, not have time for them. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I didn't have time to read. I didn't have, but I don't have a gaming system right now, but I want to.
Yeah.
Like, I know I want to, because I know that hobby helps me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Helps me with a lot of anxiety and stuff like that. And I know in the article it said that it can help you with anxiety and depression and things like that.
Yeah.
Because it's such a helping hand with, like, helping you deal with real life or reality. You know what I mean?
It just get to take you away from it, and you just get to. And like you said, there's more. So I get to. I get to focus on stuff I enjoy doing, not stuff I necessarily just have to do. Like, I have to go to work.
Yeah, I have to go to work.
But, like, when it comes to hiking or reading, you don't have to do that. You're doing that because you want to. So it's just like it puts you in just a different mindset altogether. And I think that's important for, like, every person once they get back into the real world and, like, life get a little bit more structure to it, and, like, this is what it's going to be like. You kind of find, like, hobbies, because I think that's, like, what kind of honestly just make it all worthwhile. The fact that you get to, like, do stuff that you enjoy, and you're not just working and just working and working and working. Like, you get that time to actually enjoy life and enjoy yourself in whatever capacity that may be.
Yeah, no, you're right. And it can also, like, I don't know, like, I feel like with hobbies, they are rooted in interests and things like that. Like, you can definitely take that and make it your life. A lot of people have done that. Yeah. I mean, like, we got musicians, we got artists, we got painters, we got, you know what I'm saying? Like, YouTubers and things like that. Like, they took their hobby, what might have started as an interest or a hobby, they've been able to monetize or take it to a larger scale. And you kind of got to ask yourself, like, why are so many people interested in that? Because, like, maybe, that's your interest too. You know what I'm saying? And maybe your way of participating in that hobby is just to help them or, like, watch them do it. Like, that's something you would do. So, you know what I mean? So, no, definitely. I mean, I would say, let me tell you this. How did you identify your hobby as a hobby? Where it's like, you might have read a book, but you said, no, this is something I want to do. Or
I think, like, when I finally, like, got towards the very end of college, where I literally just had, like, maybe a class or two left or something, and, like, it wasn't like an assignment, and it was like, no, I just want to read this book. This look interesting. Like, I'm not doing this because, like you said, I'm not doing this because I have to. I'm doing this because I want to.
I had the same experience,
and that was the difference. Even, like, when it came to working out, and, like, once all that organized team sports was over with for me, like, I was like, no, I'm doing this because I want to. I don't have to do this anymore. I could never work out again in my life if I so choose. But it's like, no, I want to do this. I like it. Like, I like the benefits of it. I like the way it makes me feel and stuff like that. It just basically comes down to, like you said, like, I'm doing this because I want to, not because I have to. And that's how I started identifying what are hobbies for me, or, like, it just, like I say, it's just something I enjoy to do, and it just make me feel better and take the stress away and stuff. It's just like, just help me get away for a little minute. So that's how I identify what hobbies are to me. What about you?
I mean, like, if okay, so I guess I use gaming, okay, because I know I've been talking about it. I've been playing games as a little kid. You know what I mean? And at first it was like cool to do because all the other, all my other friends were doing it. But I realized it was a hobby when like I started doing it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not just playing Madden with my homeboys at the crib. Like even when they leave, when y'all leave, I turn the game on and play whatever game because like this thing really like transports me, and it takes a lot of the stress away and my anxiety away because I can focus on one thing, and I know that this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like. I don't have conflicting views about if I should be doing this or not. I don't feel conflicted in doing it.
Yeah.
I got the autonomy to make this decision, and I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I identified it like that. Something that I wanted to do, something that brought me joy, something that detached me. Like that's how I identified it, and as I've grown, I feel like put new hobbies into motion.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a time limit on hobbies, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nope, not at all.
Like you could pick up something now, I mean, do you have a recent hobby that you think that you picked up lately?
Nothing recent, but there are some things I want to get into. Like I know we kind of touched on trying to like really get into archery.
Oh, yes.
So,
yes,
because I like being able to just like, I like stuff where I can just focus solely, and like that's like one thing when we do go, it's like you just only thing you're doing is focusing on that target and making sure like everything is in line and just. So that's something like I really really want to get into more.
Dang, that's what I want to do.
I don't think anything else right now at the top of my mind that I just really want to get into. Like I said, I want to reconnect back with reading consistently.
Yeah.
But because me, like I said, I'm a creature of habit. So like if I get a good book, start reading it, I really like it. I'm not gonna stop until I finish it. I'm gonna like anytime I got free time, okay, let me read. But it's like I think what killed my momentum sometimes with reading is if I don't really enjoy the book like that. And it's like, but I think that's just the main thing with me being consistent reading is I just have to find a book that I actually enjoy.
I think that's very interesting point. I think that's a very interesting point because I was just thinking to myself, like, how do we sustain hobbies? Can they like fade away? Can you outgrow them or like?
Well, yeah, I mean that's possible. Like if you got like something that's like a physical hobby, and you get older, or you might have an injury, and
that's true.
Although you may love it, you just can't do it anymore.
Like sports,
like if you like basketball, but every time you go out there, you have a significant injury, and it's like
you owe that angle.
Your balls get kind of tired of hearing, "Oh, I can't come in." I tore my ACL playing basketball.
Like, dude, what? You are an accountant.
So, I mean, it can be stuff like that, or heck, like I say, sometimes you're just so busy you don't have time. Like, like I can't like hiking is something I have to like make like that takes time to do. Like that's not like a quick 30-minute thing. I'm out. Like no, that's more so around 2 hours for me, 2.5. Like I say, depending on how long I want to stay there. So it's like sometimes I literally just don't have time to do it. But so yeah,
I think like prioritizing those things, could also help us like stay young.
Yep.
Because a lot of times like your hobbies are like linked to like maybe it's like
joy.
Yes. Yeah. Imagination, like creativity, like. You know what I mean? Like keeping those things intact, I think that's very important on like a mental health standpoint. Like so you don't lose yourself in like your own worry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do think that's important to try to prioritize your hobbies and make time for them like you would anything else because that's like a part of your well-being.
Can a hobby be in excess?
I mean...
Or is that called an addiction?
I mean, I don't know. As long as it's not...
Isn't addiction a hobby in excess? Ain't that what that is?
No. I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't know. Are you saying can you do a hobby excessively? I don't.
Yeah, I'm saying if you can do a hobby,
I mean, as long as it's not detrimental to your life, I don't think it's bad. Like you might consistently. Heck, if I live close by a hiking trail, I probably would. And since we got more sun, I probably would go 3-4 times a week.
Okay,
but,
that's true.
I mean, I can only go once right now because the place I like to, where I'm located. But like I said, I don't think anything is excessive unless it's like.
It's kind of like you lose your handle on it. Yeah,
until it become detrimental to you. But that's like anything.
Yeah. No. You're not wrong. I just it popped in my head when he was talking. Like, I just started thinking, like, you know what I mean. And I would encourage people to chase your hobbies.
Yeah.
If there's a way that you can, like, Ed, I know you've been hiking out here, but like I got some hiking trails I could take you to that'd be.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
glorious.
That's the thing too. I kind of started going to different ones and kind of experiment and see which ones I like a little bit more than others and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of like a thing I've kind of been doing too, like just trying different ones.
But that's the cool thing. Like, you go at your own pace. You go at your own pace, like, and I feel like it's personalized. Like, you doing this because you want to do this. If you want to challenge yourself, you can. If you cool with doing your little, you know what I mean, 2-mile hike, 3-mile hike, or whatever your hobby is, like you out on your journey for 1 hour a day. Nobody telling you to write for 2 hours.
And at the end of the day, that's like the main thing about a hobby is on your time and what you want to do. So yeah, that's pretty much that about hobbies. We want to thank y'all.
Go ahead.
For joining us today for episode 10. Remember to do all the things on all the things.
Oh, yes. Like, comment. All the things are all the things. My boy Ed. It's your boy Jew. Episode 10. Twitter, Instagram. Where we at? Facebook. We everywhere.
Do all the things on all the things. Till next time.
Love y'all, man.